Yeah.
You gotta check it out when you get the chance.
I most certainly will. Is it on PC or is it like?
Yeah, you get them on PC.
Okay.
They're all three of them. The originals are on Steam.
All right. Also, to all, yes, that is the end of that video. And now from here, I'm gonna just boot up the PlayStation emulator and start grinding on there. So, if you wish to stay for that, and we're still gonna be here talking, chilling, doing whatever. If you want to go, that's cool too. I don't blame you. And have a good rest of the night. But, but, yeah, no, uh, we don't get many tactical games nowadays, do we?
Yeah, the co-op or single-player focused
Yeah,
strategy
yeah,
game.
we don't get anything
Yeah,
co-op based. I mean, I don't mind the multiplayer ones, but I like to see something a little bit more emphasis on co-op. Because I feel like, I understand multiplayer has more replayability, but
mm,
like, there's a lot of games that have replayability and have co-op. Left 4
yeah.
Dead, for instance, is a
Golly, talk about Left 4 Dead. That that game is still going, and it's gonna keep going even after Back for Blood comes out. I guarantee you, because I got a feeling I'll eat my own words if I'm wrong. I would love to eat my own words. I'd love someone to prove me wrong, but I got a feeling Back for Blood is not gonna do too well, and it's just because of the actions that Warner Brothers has taken with the IP.
yeah, and
Um,
then the $60 price tag.
yeah,
It's very daunting seeing $60 put on. I don't know, like I kind of said this. $60 nowadays seem like a lot of money for some games. It feels like
a
sixty
little
dollars.
too much. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like nothing wrong with paying $60 for a game, but it's like, is it actually worth the 60? Like I understand they got to make, a lot of companies got to make their money back because it's a lot of time. People need to get paid. I
Mm,
understand that point, but then at the same time, is this really worth my $60? That
yeah,
you know,
I know. I totally get what you're saying.
because sometimes it
It's
don't.
like, oh, what? I've been looking everywhere for a dang mimic. I was looking everywhere for a mimic, and the one chest I grabbed, oh, it's a mimic.
But yeah, sometimes it's just I pay 60 for a game like a AAA game, and I'm like, it don't feel like it was worth it.
Square Enix.
Like I definitely would tell people that for Cyberpunk 2077, at times it feels like a $60 game. At times it feels like a $40 game. I would definitely just advise on just waiting.
Yeah, no doubt. I don't. I like to go ahead and make it a point. I don't like seeing games fail. I never do. That's what I'm saying. I like being proven wrong. Because that's a plus for me. I got a good game to play now. But it is nice when people are suspicious of something. You know what I mean? There was one. There's one coming up. Ready or not. Ready or not. The developers, like, I think they got a publisher, so now they're moving forward and they're telling people to wish list the game. And I made a comment on several of the trailers. Don't wish list the game, and here's why. Hear me out. Wish list can be viewed. Yeah, how many people wish listed the game can be viewed by the publisher? I don't have a problem with Team 17. Team 17 has made, they made it. Excuse me, they didn't make it. They published Hell Let Loose. So it's clear that they're allowing the developer to do what they want. But I'm not saying that the publishing deal has anything to do with this. It's just the Ready or Not team, Void Interactive. Some of their decisions and their communication choices are just really weird. Say something. Can you please speak to us directly? It's like they're talking at us, not to us. And it's just all fishy, and that hiatus and the focus on PvP and other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes where I understand that quietness of just, you know, you're not really trying to put nothing out. You're just trying to just work on the game. And
you go ahead.
Because one company so far that a lot of people have been kind of like that with is the people who's making Atomic Heart. They don't really post too much like stuff on the game, and a lot of people think that, you know, the game is already dead. But I feel like, I mean, they post stuff every once in a while once they've done something, you know, I guess big. I don't really know how to say that, but like they'll just be like, hey, you're still here, but you know, they're not making making no big like promotion like Cyberpunk. Cause
I mean, all I'm saying is it worked once, and that only worked for No Man's Sky, the Hello game. I don't think people would be too kind on, you know, that. I get why people aren't too kind. It worked once. It doesn't work. It doesn't seem like it'll work again for some people. The silence is daunting, and it's hard to trust something, especially when, like Void Interactive, they took and took and took. They allowed donations. They even put up I think a special package that you can get for like $100 where you get free access to the game and pre-alpha exclusive content that I don't know transfers over into the final release. Like they get something special for donating to the pre-alpha. And it's just like it almost at one point seemed like they took the money and ran. And while the developers of Atomic Heart, I don't know for sure. As of right now, I don't know if they took donations or not. But they do have it up, and I think you can wishlist it.
Yeah, you can wishlist it. Well, you can actually pre-order the game off. You could. Well, yeah, I think you still can, but you can pre-order the game off their site.
I'm not saying
they do have they actually.
Go ahead.
I was saying, yeah, and they have different ones you can get, and I think like the game is actually going to be like $30, and then if you get like the $60 one, if I'm remembering prices, I might be remembering them wrong. But the $60 one, you get like the game, you get to actually have your name in in this secret location that's only for that people who pay more than $30 for can actually visit, which is
that's a little weird.
Which is all for all the backers. I feel like it's just their way of showing their support for people who, you know.
I'm saying that's a little weird. You should. I would make the people who didn't donate see it too.
Or I mean, hey, look, I might be wrong about this. I'm not. That's why that's why I say don't quote me on this, because some of it I could be remembering completely wrong.
Nah, I totally get what you mean.
Oh yeah, this game just have the longest fucking grind that I really don't know if it's ever. It just. I wish it could go by faster. But you can't, because the only way to make it go by faster is just by killing more. So the best way to go about it is just by... Actually, one of the best areas is probably going to be like the first level. Because there's two different ones. There's the Castle Environs level, which is the same as the first level, but is less enemies. Or you can do the first area, which is Chapter 1, Verse 2, because it has the most enemies on the map.
The castle's under attack! Please help us!
But yeah, like...
So when you pull up the map like that, like you just did, and you see all those red marks, those enemies don't respawn, do they?
No.
So you can completely wipe the map.
Yeah, you get an hour. You get an hour, so I mean, I'm sure you can wipe them out in an hour. If you ever, I feel like if you ever need to take an hour to beat a mission, I feel like you got bigger things on your plate though. But yeah, those red dots pretty much is like a group of 4, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't remember if you'll see like a. I think you'll still see a dot if there's like one more member in that group still alive. But it's pretty much a group of 4 you're going to be running into. But yeah, and then this fucking.
I know you have a kind of like a routine you're going through, but do you want to play something together?
Probably in a little bit.
Okay.
Probably. I say, let me grind out 2 levels.
Yeah, no doubt. No, sorry. I was just wondering.
No, you fine. Cause then this cause right now this weapon, even though I killed 197 people, I still need to get 248 more kills out this fucking thing before I max level it.
I just noticed something about this game too. We don't get. I know it sounds kind of dark, but we don't get blood like that anymore. Whenever you hit one of the enemies, how blood comes out. We don't get blood like that anymore. Like in Halo Combat Evolved, man, they used to gut. Like it's like developers embraced violence at that time, and now it's, you know.
Yeah. You can actually turn off the gore, or not have as much gore, I guess. Even though it's just fucking blood splatters, but.
Oh my god, I've seen you. You've been playing Serious Sam. That game is violent. That game is violent.
Yeah, I was starting to record stuff for Serious Sam, but I get a little bit too frustrated with the game.
I mean, hey, I think it's cool. I'll join you if you it helps speed some of the areas up a little bit. I mean, but ultimately, all it is hold left mouse. That's what that game just boils down to, and then after that, you know, the rest of the game is WASD. Dodge accordingly.
It's almost like when you play Smash Bros. And you just hold down B.
For the ranged attack.
Yeah, well, you know, in Smash Bros. Most of the time you're gonna be using like your character's special abilities. Well, I guess to an extent, because some characters you're better off not using their abilities as much. But as far as leveling up my dragon, I'm gonna have I'll have plenty of time doing that, because there's one mission where the only way to get one certain weapon is by beating that mission in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And let me tell you, it takes a minute to get that time.
I bet.
Because here's where the problem lies. Your dragon, they're strong, but as you level them up, their fireballs are gonna hit much harder and kill enemies much faster. So at the moment, if I remember correctly, like she's kind of decently leveled up, but I mean, it's not at a point where I really need to be concerned. Actually, I don't really know if it feels like I kill enemies faster. It's called dragon power once you level them up, and after you level them up, the dragon power raises. But I don't know, it never feels like it's that big of an improvement. But from what I can tell, it feels like an improvement. But
so I noticed when a special effect happens too, you get these lines come up.
yeah, it's so weird.
I think there's a way to fix that within the.
It's in the base game.
It's in the base game. Those lines that come up.
Yeah, these lines. I thought it was something wrong with.
I know some games you got to toy around with the settings a bit in PCSX too.
I thought it was something wrong with my thing, but I mean, every other video I've seen, it's that effect.
Huh.
So
Okay.
unless everyone else just don't give a shit, it's this fucking effect, this weird line effect that I don't know why they would have it exactly. But
Now, if I'm correct, though, there are still some stuff in PCSX too that just I don't think can be fixed, like with certain games.
yeah. Especially, can I imagine if you try to. But I mean, honestly, I just wouldn't mind if they just gave a lot of games remasters like they did for like Destroy All Humans. We need to get a
Destroy All
remaster.
Humans. I love that game.
We can just get a thing going. I'm sure they're probably gonna make us, do a remake for the second one as well.
I don't know. Depends on how good the first one went. Unless one of our viewers still know anything about it.
Fuck! Stop running.
The castle walls. Your sister, I mean her ladyship, the goddess.
$45 more kills. All right. Well, but in here, there's gonna be a lot of weapons that you really don't want to mess with. As such, the one weapon, Bone Breaker, I never, after I level it up, like the first time when I ever played this, I leveled up Bone Breaker, never used it again. Never, I took it out of my slot, out of my weapon wheel. Even when I had nothing else to replace it with, I was like, nope. Cause I didn't even want to accidentally come across, switch to it.
Yeah.
Now the other thing about here, leveling up, when you level up your character, the only thing that levels up is his HP.
Really?
Yeah.
Not his attack and defense. That's typical of these games.
No. You have the same base defense. So, enemies would do the same amount of damage, no matter what. Well, not no matter what. Certain enemies have different damage that they do to your character. But following from that, the only thing that increases damage is just the weapon you're using.
Okay.
So you're pretty much, you gotta figure out what weapons you can use to kill faster, until, like, you meet stronger enemies later down the road. Then you gotta go get those weapons, because certain weapons actually have certain requirements to get. And I don't really know how people would have found out back in 2003. Especially the one where you have to beat a mission in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
You know, that's what I always said. How do these people figure this stuff out? Especially, with, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, with, like, Dark Souls and stuff. I don't know how people figure that stuff out.
I don't know.
Like, those hidden, you know, the hidden walls? There's some people out here who know where every hidden wall in that game is.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
I'm assuming people back in the day just tried everything.
Yeah. Like, what if I do this? What if I beat this in this certain amount of time?
Yeah. And then they, like, post it on, like, some forum board.
Not gonna lie, though, I kind of like it. You know, I like that kind of stuff. Hidden stuff, you know what I mean? That...
I think
like,
it's fine if it's hidden, like... I feel like it's fine if it's hidden in the sense that, it's, like, optional. And I mean, while it is technically optional for Drakengard 1, I'm not sure about 2. I don't remember how 2 was about weapons. But as far as Drakengard 1 is concerned, if you want the other endings, you don't know how to get the other weapons. I mean, you know, yeah, SOL on that.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of these was just people murdering everything, because some of them require you to kill, like, enemies in a certain area. So I can only imagine that someone back in the day fucking went on a murdering spree, killed everything, and saw, like, oh, a weapon appear, huh?
Wow. How about that?
So unlike Dynasty Warriors, where you don't necessarily have to kill everything, you just need to go kill the important things. This game, I guess, will put a better emphasis on killing everything. But yeah, everyone, a lot of fans love the dark overtones of, like, oh shit, you know what? I was only supposed to kill 45 more enemies with that one weapon. I wound up killing like 200 more.
Oh. Wow.
But yeah, there's just some weapons that aren't worth it because they're so fucking slow. And there's some weapons that aren't worth it because they're just weak. The only weapon I know that I always enjoyed starting off is Caim's sword. The sword he starts off with. It's just perfect. And it works great.
It's got the perfect balance.
Yeah, especially after you get it to 4. It's fucking, it's strong as shit. I'm not gonna say you're gonna be one-shotting things, but like, it works great. Alright, well I wanna, let's see, cause I already knocked out one level. I'm gonna finish. Gotta go find out. Oh shit, you know what? This is before he got his dragon, fuck. That means I gotta run to everything.
Thank you.
Actually, it might be easier to just start, to like finish up this mission and then start fresh. Instead of having to run to like all the other enemies on the map. fucking... Now I'm trying to remember if this game actually has like a hard mode. Because this has either an easy mode or a normal mode. I don't know after the game did it give you like a hard mode, but... Game isn't really that hard.
The Empire soldiers have caught a dragon in the castle Bailey.
But the one thing I want to making fun of the most in here is Caim's sister's name. Her name is Furiyai. I swear I hear it all the time. Furiyai. 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 And I'm like, yeah, actually what I wouldn't mind doing is having the Japanese version of this. But like, you can get the Japanese version, but I don't think it has English subtitles. Like, I would love to have, like, you know, the Japanese English subtitles. I think you can possibly do that for the third game. I think. I could be wrong on that. I didn't watch through all this. I don't know. Oh, okay. This is why I do the expeditions instead. Yeah. I might just go back to the expeditions. I was wondering why I do the expeditions so I can do that, but I know why. Because if you do the story mode missions, they don't let you back out into the menu.
That's weird.
They make you keep going for the whole story, and it's a little annoying compared to if you just like go back to like the screen and yeah. Now I remember why I don't do it, because it's a bit more time consuming than if you just do the expeditions, because they'll just pop you right back at that screen.
Yeah, that sounds really annoying.
So maybe that's why I always do this. It's a little annoying. It's a little annoying. But also, if I remember correctly, in 3 they kind of got rid of like all the weird like spots you gotta know about, and because it's not like Dynasty Warrior style anymore, where there's like a ton of enemies. Which, again, something I hated that they took out. I just love devastating massive armies. But it is weird too, because if you look at any of the cutscenes, most of the time you're fighting like mass, like, you know, this large army.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still kind of there, but like, it's not as open as the first 2 games. It's more linear. Just something that I don't know why they changed it, but people can like the you know, main characters from that one, Zero and Makai. Actually, funny enough, I mean, it still didn't deter me from disliking the series. Like, I have the wallpaper. I have like the wallpaper of all 3 characters on my desktop.
Oh, that's cool.
I'll follow that up with the name of like my YouTube channel is based off of the strongest weapon, like Hymir. There's a weapon in here. It's the strongest one. It's called Ymir's Finger.
Yeah, I never asked you why you named your channel that. Figured it had something.
Well, it's this because this has always been my all-time favorite series, and it's funny too because someone has always asked me like, "What's your favorite game?" I'm like, I don't know, but if I have anything, I think I fanboy over this game the most, or this series the most. So I would definitely say it's probably going to be Drakengard or Drago and Dragu, whichever one people like to say. But on Twitch, it's recognized as Drakengard, so. But I know the other name that people say is Drago and Dragu. But yeah, that's like, it's just doing all this. You're better off doing it early game when you unlock the weapons. Because I can only imagine if you wait till late game to start doing this, it's going to be much longer. You know? Because that means you have to go through every single, because again, like I said, to unlock the more endings and more stuff, you have to use, you actually have to get and unlock and level up all the weapons. So you're better off just as soon as you get it, you'll start leveling it up. Because the sooner you do it, I would say you'll wind up not like letting this game suck up all the fun from it. Because of this fucking grind, you wind up just not liking the game. Or at least for me. That's like something that's always ruined my experience, and that's why I never beat the games, because it's just the grind is
so much. Yeah,
it's too fucking much. That's why I've gotten like, I never beat the first game. I tried, and I just wound up finding myself like fucking hating it after a while. Not because of the story, but just because it's just such a large grind. But I never beat the second one either, and that was just because I was just younger, and the game was, you know, had a bit of difficulty to it. And as a kid, you don't like difficulty. You kind of just like breezing through shit. No problem. But following that up, 3, I wound up beating like a few of the endings, but I wound up stopping because I was like, this grind is too fucking much. So this was just like, if they ever make a Drakengard 4 or they reboot the series, they just need to get rid of this fucking grind. Or at least
people love grinding though.
Or at least make it manageable. Because
yeah, I know what you mean. But some people just love the grind, man.
I can imagine some people defending the grind, like, oh well, if you don't want to see the endings, then if you want to see the endings, then you better grind. And it's like, yeah, I do, but there's got to be a better. There's got to be a better way. Because this is just, after a while, and then like, cause I was doing a little bit, cause like the grinding, I'm not gonna stream it all the time. It's just gonna be something I do if I'm, if I feel like it, not feel like grinding. I'll most likely always try to knock out at least like 2 levels a day at the very least. But I'm not gonna stream it all the time. It's gonna more or less be if I feel like streaming it, because most of the time I'll just mute the game audio Because again, I don't mind hearing it, but when you hear the same fucking audio 100 times over, it just you get a little stir crazy. So I wound up turning that off. I wound up muting the whole game audio. I'll throw on some YouTube like on my phone or on my PC and just listen to that. Fuck.
There are main forces here.
And I might as well finish all this up, and then I'm actually gonna stop because that would have been 2 levels. Well, technically 4 levels because I leveled up my other weapon 2 times earlier today. So I would have already done 4 levels. That's more than enough. Grinding in this game is like grinding in like Call of Duty. You want if you want a weapon's full of potential, you gotta max it out.
It was Black Ops 2 that tried to change up the way the story worked, and I like that. I really like Black Ops 2 story. Did you ever play Black Ops 2 story?
Yeah, that was the one where like a lot of your choices affected
The ending of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I really did. It was something new. It was definitely something new. I just wish it was a little bit more expanded upon.
Yeah.
Because they kind of got rid of it. Now, I remember hearing that they brought back decisions in Cold War, so I really would.
Checking that out, or are you gonna avoid Cold War?
It's gonna be a very long time. I didn't even check out Modern Warfare 2019 until last year. And that was
I probably will never get around to it, to be honest with you, man. It's just
if anything,
Call of Duty's really not my cup of tea anymore.
I didn't get it for the. I know this for some people. This is probably like the what, but I didn't really get it. I don't get Call of Duties for the multiplayer. I get it for the campaign. Which,
yeah,
honestly, if I could just pay for the campaign and not the multiplayer, that would be fantastic.
Oh, I know what you mean, man.
I would cut, but yeah, I really love the Modern Warfare 2019 campaign. Like, they did fantastic. Just from a lot of the moments, a lot of the characters, especially Captain Price. They did a good job kind of doing like a build up to like the end game. Where they... Is that Daniel?
Might be. I don't know. I can't see.
Well, then that'd just be one extra person. One extra co-host.
Yeah, that's...
Yep. Hello, Daniel. Okay. Where you been?
Good.
Yeah, I've just been chilling. I got my Polar Star in pieces right now.
I guess so, because the last time we talked to you, you just fucking, like, quit.
Yeah. Someone, not naming names, was pitching a fit and wanted to clean at 11:30 at night.
Oh yeah, you told me about that yesterday.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, but
Yes.
but everyone who's watching the stream is my second co-host, Dfleeb, also known as Daniel.
Oh, are you streaming right now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'd say he's the OG here.
Yeah.
The OG host.
You do good. You do good work, Michael. You do good
Also,
work.
Daniel.
Yes.
I was playing Modern Warfare 2019 the other day, or Warzone. I don't know why I said Modern Warfare 2019. I was playing.
2019.
Yeah, we're talking about it.
Mans is in the future.
I was playing Warzone, and I wound up pissing off someone called the Glizzy God.
Oh, that's bringing back some flashbacks to VR.
Yeah, I know. His name was what happened was, I was in a Jeep. The Jeep was severely damaged. He dropped, and I drove by like one of the firehouses. He drops down. He shoots at it, disables it, and I just had enough time for it to go to like the truck that's usually underneath a firehouse, right?
Right.
So I got in it. I guess he thought he was going to get the drop on me, but he wound up falling, and I wound up downing him with the truck, and I was like, oh. Then I turned around and finished him off. And so
What did he say?
he had a
What did he
death
say?
cam, but he didn't say anything. And then when we got to the end of the game, where everyone's talking, he's like, "Hey, who downed me with the Bertha at fire station?" And I was like, "Uh oh."
It's like you're just waiting for it, getting that recording ready. It's
Well,
like you're gonna be my next 1,000 view video.
Well, I didn't have my mic in, and I didn't feel like turning it on, so I mean, I couldn't say anything. But after that, everyone started hollering into the mic like children.
Oh yeah, like a bunch of baboons. Bunch of rabid baboons. That's right, viewer. Talking to you. Every single one of you. Howling on Warzone.
Talking to you, little Jimmy. Jimmy.
Jommy. Jommy.
Like Johnny.
Jommy.
Johnny and Jimmy.
Sounds like one of those new age rappers.
Little
Jommy.
Jummy.
Lil Jommy.
Little Johnny.
Little Jamas.
Little PJ.
Yep. It's like a 9-year-old rapper.
Hey, I was reading a manga the other day. Or a manhwa, whatever it was called, right? That was
what?
just one where people are like in a video game, or whatever, right? I was a bit I knew what the person was saying or what the translation was, but they kind of fucked up on it. I think it was like a mistypo. But the one of the characters, he's like a broadcaster in game, right? He was like saying, "Hey, it's your favorite broadcaster," and it was like slave. I think they meant to put slave DJ, but instead they put slave BJ. And I was like, he's like, I'm your favorite slave BJ, and I was like, did they really?
Did they make those? Just starts googling furiously.
And it felt weird because I look on my keyboard and the B is nowhere near the D, so.
Starting to piece things together, dog.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe it wasn't a mistypo. Maybe he actually is a little sucky on the side.
Guess so.
Maybe his DJing business wasn't going so well, so he's had to start advertising elsewhere. For
I'm like a DJ.
other things.
Or
Yep,
at least,
like a DJ normally does.
Yeah, or at least I rhyme with DJ.
Imperial guards have been deployed.
DJ BJ.
And I was like, slave BJ. I'm like, that sounds like something you hear in like a hentai.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. I was pushing on something with my broken fingernail.
How's that healing up?
What was that?
Let me send you a picture in the Discord.
I thought you said I thought you were gonna say let me bang my head against the fucking desk.
Yeah, numb the pain, just make it go somewhere
Cool
else.
numbing. Are you gonna make it soft? UV soft?
I'm gonna put my other fingernail next to it for reference. Okay, there we go. That's a good reference. I would put that on my resume.
What,
That's
UV
how good
soft?
a reference is. Nah, it'd be hard.
feel bad for these companies that have soft in their name.
Microsoft.
Ubisoft.
Just why don't you just tell us outright? Friggin' Bill Gates.
Square Enix used to be called Squaresoft.
Really?
Yes, they used to be called Squaresoft until they merged with a company called Enix, and that's why they're called Square Enix. Otherwise, they'll still be Squaresoft.
Airsoft.
Deplorable.
That sounds awful. I'm Squaresoft. I mean, I'm Airsoft. It doesn't. It just doesn't do it for me anymore. The air.
The soft.
Sherman
Harder.
soft.
I need it harder. Well, I just disassembled. Took all the O-rings out, cleaned everything, and then re-greased it with my Polar Star. There was one O-ring that I kind of picked that might cause a problem, but I'm about to air it up and see if it is. Because I'm still troubleshooting, it's still having accuracy issues.
Yeah. So Michael, 17 minutes, and I increased this weapon from level 1 to level 2.
Okay. I got really worried.
So it takes
I
about
started hearing this. What? What?
No, fuck you.
What?
Fuck you.
What?
Suck my
So I started hearing this real high-pitched whining noise. I realized it was just my dog going. She was yawning. Okay.
Alright.
Go ahead.
But in any case, that's where we're done, people. Thank you for coming to the stream.
Bye.
You
wanna buy penis enlargement pills?
Shut the
Bye.
fuck up!
It doesn't answer the question!
Your boy, he came in a little bit late and he tried to fuck up the stream. At least he didn't
As
go around
always.
saying something else.
I'm gonna say the N-word!
Whoa, Daniel, calm down now.
$1,000 dono and I'll do it. $1,000 dono.
Then you have Michael. He was here from the start, so he was pretty
He's
chill.
gonna say the N-word.
He
$1,000
provided-
dono.
He provided some pretty good insight into some games or whatnot. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back. And other than that, do you want to buy penis enlargement pills?